You ever wake up, look at your bank account, then look at your boss and think to yourself, there is absolutely no way that I'm going to be doing this for the next 20 years. I have been there, but the fastest way out, it isn't college. It's not Amazon drop shipping. It's not crypto. It's starting the right home service business today. The kind that actually puts real money in your pocket and does it pretty fast. And before we get into the list that I'm going to share with you guys today, let me say real quick that if you are serious about starting a home service business, there are 3 things that you need. These are 3 things beyond motivation, hard work, and dedication, because it ain't going to be easy. But you need a way to organize your customers and your jobs, send estimates, invoices, and you need a website that actually brings in leads. And if you really want to explode your business, you need to understand website farming. And that's the strategy that's dominating AI search right now. So I use QuoteIQ to run everything inside of my own businesses. I'm also the founder of QuoteIQ, so obviously I'm going to use it. It handles the scheduling, the quoting, payments, customer communication, every aspect of running the business. And it's built by actual service business owners who know what actually matters in the real world. And if you don't have a website yet, there is a link below for budget built sites, 40% off. Use promo code BBS, and it's going to do a lot of great things for your business. It's going to get you found on AI search, on Google search, on Google AI overview. It is a necessity. This is something that you need to have. And if you really want to grow insanely fast, watch the website farming video in the description. That strategy alone has helped thousands of home service pros dominate their area, and AI search engines absolutely love it. All right, so let's jump into it. Business number 1 is residential cleaning services. The residential cleaning industry is expected to grow over 20% in the next couple years, and it's always in demand. There are busy families that need help, landlords that need turnovers cleaned. People always need their property taken care of, and this is where you come in. There's also a really low barrier to entry, and almost anybody can start this. And you don't need much more than a few basic cleaning supplies, right? And also, obviously, you need to get your name out there, so you have to be relatively adept at marketing and branding. Now, let's talk money. Gross profit margins in residential cleaning can reach 40 to 50%, especially if you start solo and keep your overhead low. A small cleaning business can easily generate $100,000 in revenue within the first couple years. The challenge is what a lot of small businesses face, and that is scaling. Once you start adding on employees, keeping the quality consistent, it can get tough. It's also a competitive space, so you need a strong brand to stand out. But if you hustle and your service is reliable, this is a real path to 6 figures. Business number 2 is lawn care and landscaping. Now, this is one of the most popular home service businesses out there because the demand never really goes away. We have residential and commercial properties, both that need ongoing lawn care. And you can start very small, just a mower, some basic tools, and a truck. I started and ran a lawn care business for 13 years before selling it to a larger company. Now, this is a great business that is relatively cheap to get into, and if you actually run it like a business, there is huge potential. One of the things that I love is recurring revenue, and lawn care has recurring customers, which allows you during the busy season to really build revenue quickly, right? Margins typically around 20 to 30%, but if you're running solo, it can get a little bit higher. With the right client base, $100K a year is absolutely possible. So there are also some downsides, right? Lawn care, it can be seasonal. Depending on where you live, winter can really slow things down, which forces you to either find alternative means of income, different types of work, or just you drastically reduce your expenses. The way that we were able to mitigate some of those seasonal issues was that we had our customers on yearly contracts. They paid the same amount every single month, regardless of how many times that we showed up. We were there more in the spring and the summer, fall and winter, not so many. Customers didn't mind it, but it kept cash flow good for the business. Now, it's also a very physically demanding job, right? And scaling, it does require a solid team that you can trust. Still, with the right strategy, this business can absolutely work for you. Now, before we jump into business number 3, I would be remiss not to quickly mention 4 other businesses that are all highly profitable and scalable. The first is something that I am near and dear to, which is pressure washing. It's one of the fastest ways to hit 6 figures because the demand is everywhere. Homes, roofs, driveways, commercial commercial properties, the profit margins are massive, between 50 to 70%, and you can start with relatively minimal equipment and build from there. We have How to Wash 2, which gives you the complete system to clean faster, charge higher prices, avoid damage, and scale a real operation your first year. It is the complete step-by-step guide to start a pressure washing business. Number 2 is line striping. Now, this is a business that people overlook, but the earning potential is huge. From parking lots to commercial properties, margins regularly hit 60% or more. One good weekend project can bring in thousands of dollars. We have built How to Stripe, which walks you step by step through pricing, layouts, equipment, production, how you can start landing some jobs, and actually how to do the work. Number 3 is seal coating. Now, seal coating offers consistent demand and it is extremely high profit, which a lot of guys are hitting $2,000 to $5,000 days and margins that can reach 70% or more. And this is repeat work, just like the line striping. It is required by law, and you're servicing the same customers every couple years. We have put together How to Seal Coat, which teaches you the exact processes, the equipment setup, the production techniques to turn this into a 6-figure business relatively quickly. And then, of course, number 4 is a remote service business. This is a model that lets you run a service business without doing any of the physical labor, which might appeal to a lot of people out there. You simply generate high-value leads and sell them to local professionals for an upfront fee or a percentage of the job. It has almost zero overhead, insane profit margins, and you can hit 6 figures with nothing but your laptop and a phone. The Remote Service Business Academy gives you the 5-phase system to build, scale, and automate this business from scratch. Now, let's get back to the businesses that we were talking about. Business number 3 on our list is HVAC repair and maintenance. So, if you want high income potential and consistent workflow, HVAC might be the right move for you. Heating, ventilation, air conditioning systems are essential for pretty much every home and business in America, and I would guess the rest of the world too. And the good news is, if you are in this business, these things break. And when they break, people, they need help, and they need help now. HVAC is extremely lucrative in regions with extreme heat or really cold climates, where heating and cooling are year-round necessities. Profit margins can reach 50 to 60% easily, and a single service call can bring in $200 to $500. Hitting $100,000 in your first year is completely realistic if you put in the effort, you work hard, and you market yourself correctly. But HVAC, it does come with some barriers. First is you need some technical skill, you need proper certifications, and there is a higher initial investment in the tools and the equipment. You can't just jump in like some of the other businesses that we've talked about. This is an investment in your future. This is a business, and you got to pay to play in most cases, and the upside is going to be pretty high. But if you're willing to put in the time, learn the trade, or partner with somebody who already knows it and is willing to share, the payoff is excellent. And this is one of the most profitable home service businesses that you can start. So let's get on to business number 4, and that is a handyman service. This is actually where a lot of people kind of put their toe in the water as far as, starting their own business, being a jack of all trades and not niching down, which allows you to market yourself to a larger, potential customer base, which gives you the opportunity to service more people, right? You get to work on all kinds of different projects, from small repairs to light renovations. And if you enjoy working with your hands and solving problems, then being a handyman is a great fit. The startup costs are very minimal. You just need a few basic tools and a willingness to take on different types of jobs. But I want to tell you a story about something that, some handyman, they might go through, because you might get thrown into some situations where you're not necessarily sure of what to do, how to do it. Right across the street, out that window, is my neighbor's house, and they've got a handyman that comes all the time. He took on a job that he absolutely shouldn't have touched, right? The homeowner apparently had a leak somewhere in the yard. And instead of calling a plumber or an irrigation specialist, this guy said that he could figure it out. So I'm watching him from my office window, and he starts digging and digging and digging some more. And this went on for a couple days, right? He tore up the entire yard. It was absolutely a terrible mess. And he was just guessing, right? Hoping that he'd eventually find the pipe. And I did enjoy watching it, but I did feel sorry for him. But after all that, he still couldn't fix it. They ended up calling a plumber anyway, and the plumber found the problem in about 20 minutes. That's when I learned one of the biggest lessons in the handyman world. Don't bite off more than you can chew. It's better to walk away from a job than waste time, lose money, or get a bad review. That unpredictability is both the fun and the challenge. But profit margins can hit 40 to 50%, but the randomness of the jobs can make scheduling a little bit chaotic, which is why I think a lot of guys kind of tend to move away from being handymen and niche down into particular things that they find have, maybe a larger customer base or at least a more consistent customer base, which brings us to number 5, and that is house painting. Now, house painting, interior or exterior, is one of the most straightforward and profitable home service businesses that you can get into. You don't need to be an expert painter when you're just starting out, right? The demand is constant. New homeowners, people refreshing their interiors, people getting ready to sell their properties. Everyone needs painting at some time, whether that's inside, whether that's outside, whether it's residential or it's commercial. And unlike handyman work, painting is relatively predictable. You're not dealing with, strange equipment or mystery repairs all the time. You're simply painting a wall. And worst case scenario, you got to go repaint something. Margins in this business are really good, 50%, sometimes 60%, but with the right systems, some painting businesses can hit 7 figures within just a few years. It is consistent, it is relatively simple, and it scales extremely well. So those are the top 5 businesses that you could start in 2026, and a couple little bonuses that you might want to take a look at as well. I put links to everything down below. Definitely, if you're going to start a business, please check out Quote IQ. We would love to show you what we're capable of doing. Set up a demo call with our support team. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section down below. And I hope you have a great day and a great new year.